to the extent of killing cow transporters if they suspect them to be butchers.
गऊ काटेंगे तो फिर आगे काटेंगे इनको। देखो हमारी आस्था और ठेस पहुंचा रहे हैं। बिल्कुल सही। और अकेला मेरा धर्म नहीं है, सभी का धर्म है। गऊ काटेंगे तो फिर आगे काटेंगे इनको। देखो हमारी आस्था और ठेस पहुंचा रहे हैं। बिल्कुल सही। और अकेला मेरा धर्म नहीं है, सभी का धर्म है।
आपके अंदर कितने बच्चे काम करते हैं?
मेरे करीब 850 बच्चे।
You heard Ramesh Kumar's startling confession, how his Gau Rakshak squad could turn murderous on the slightest suspicion.
मेरे 70 गांव रोहतक जिले में।
He claimed his men are even accompanied by police to the usual routes of cattle vehicles, which they attack with firearms during night.
तो कितनी राउंड फायरिंग होती है आप लोगों के बीच? कितना फायर?
300 राउंड फायर देखे हैं।
किए कितने?
किए 300 राउंड फायर एक रात में हमने किए हुए।
एक रात में? 300 फायर?
300।
अब पुलिस कहाँ है? इतनी फायरिंग हुई तो बहुत
राउंड हम पुलिस भी साथ है, जो बॉम्बे आई हुई है ना, इस पर पुलिस भी साथ थी।
तो उनको आप लोगों को आगे रख के पुलिस काम करती है?
हाँ।
300 राउंड आपने चलाया?
Leading the police from the front in their deadly assaults on livestock transporters, Ramesh Kumar now revealed the source of ammunition. If he is to be believed, most of the gunshots they use are donated by their fanatic supporters.
तो गोली हथियार वगैरह कहाँ से लाते हैं?
ये लाइसेंस ये सब संगठन के हैं।
अच्छा, संगठन के हैं।
ये संगठन के
कितने हैं?
ये संगठन में करीब होंगे 23-24 हथियार।
23-24 हथियार।
हाँ।
तो गोली वगैरह मिल जाता है?
गोली वगैरह मिल जाता है, आप जैसे भाई सहयोगी आ जाते हैं। ठीक है,
वो मैं कह रहा हूँ उसकी जरूरत है।
आप जैसे आप बोल रहे हो भाई हम सेवा करना चाहते हैं, भाई जी देखो हमने तो गाड़ी में तेल चाहिए और गोली चाहिए, हम पैसे क्या कराएं, तेल की टंकी फुल करवा दो और आप महीने में 100 गोली देने लग जाओ, 50 देने लग जाओ। इस तरह जिसको भरोसा है हम पे कि ये बच्चे शादी में गोली नहीं चलाएंगे, ये तो सिर्फ वही कसाईयों पे चलाएंगे, ऐसे ऐसे गो भगत भी हैं, वो यही बोलते हैं ले मेरे लाइसेंस रिवॉल्वर भी ले जा, पर कसाई मरना चाहिए कोई।
अच्छा
हाँ,
तो ये कितनी गोली आपको महीने में चाहिए?
500 ग्राउंड हमारी ओर से आ जाओ महीने की।
तो ये लोग जब पकड़े जाते हैं
हाँ,
तो उनके साथ क्या होता है कुछ, या फिर पुलिस को दे देते हैं?
हम देखो इन खूब तोड़ के पुलिस को दे देते हैं। खूब मार पिटाई करी, पुलिस को दे दी।
We next visit Palwal in Haryana. Ravi Pujari is another self-proclaimed Gau Rakshak with a group. He disclosed how his men would ambush livestock carrying vehicles at night using pump guns.
हम रात में काम करते हैं।
अच्छा, जैसे
कि किसी के घर पर रेड गेम में वहाँ से गाय पहुँच गई, गाड़ी उनकी वहाँ से फिर वो गाय कवर करनी, लेकिन हम किसी को मारते नहीं।
मैं तो इंटरनल छोड़ देते हैं।
हाँ, ऐसा कर देते हैं कि वो दोबारा गाय नहीं खोल पाएगा।
अच्छा, इतना मार देते हैं?
उसके कहीं चोट नहीं देते, ना कभी सिर में दी, कभी ना पैरों में दी, उसकी सीधे पसलियों को सेट कर देते हैं बढ़िया वाले।
अच्छा।
हाँ, जो सांस भी लेगा तो हर टाइम याद करेगा कि कभी 3 से मिले थे या 3 वाली से। जैसे गाय की गाड़ी आई भर के, हम खड़े हैं यहाँ पे, मुलगट्टी पे गाड़ी क्रॉस होगी, तो जो हमारा बंदा बैठा होगा वहाँ पे, तो वो बोलेगा कि ये गाड़ी है जैन, तो ये नंबर दे देगा और वो पूरी है। हम उस गाड़ी पे कांटा मारेंगे तो वो रुक गई तो ठीक है, नहीं तो फिर गोली मारेंगे।
हाँ। कितनी फायर करनी पड़ती है आप लोगों को?
जितना होगा। अब मेरी जो कंपनी है उसमें 8 है, एक बार में उड़ा देते हैं सीधे।
8 के
8 पैर पे उड़ाते हैं, गाड़ी रोकनी है।
Reckless in their assaults, Ravi Pujari now admitted that his gang has stocked illegal weapons to carry out their deadly raids.
बट लग तो कहीं भी सकती है ना
भाई, देखो तीर निकलने के बाद तो वो कहीं भी लगेगा तो है ही हो, खाली कोई लग सकता है, घर पे कोई लग सकता है। हमें लाइसेंस या हथियार की जरूरत नहीं। अच्छा, जिस दिन सामना होगा उस दिन अवैध से होगा, लाइसेंस ही आराम से दर्ज जाता है। अच्छा लगा।
We next meet this cow vigilante. Thakur Manish admitted that their attacks on cattle transporters even provoke mob justice.
फिर उसके साथ जो करना था वो किया।
क्या किया?
पुलिस को
किया, मारपीट भी की थी। वो तो पब्लिक रहे होती है फिर वो सब।
कहाँ?
एक्चुअल में क्या है, ज़्यादातर पेट में हो गया या फिर दिल को बचाते हुए लेफ्ट साइड में या फिर कंधे वगैरह पे गुमजोड़, जो हिलने डुलने में ज़्यादा परेशानी ना हो। कमर पे
कितना मारा?
मारने गए, वो फिलहाल मर चुका है 6 महीने से। ये नहीं है कि मैं अकेला ही मारने वाला था,
मतलब हाँ, जो ग्रुप है जो पूरा
पब्लिक, उस टाइम पे पब्लिक भी आ जाती है, आपको पता है। ये अड्डा है, बिगावली अड्डा है 3।
A glaring admission about a fatal attack on a cow trader. The victim apparently died from injuries he suffered from the assault mounted by Thakur Manish's group. This Gau Rakshak also confessed to using firearms.
क्या क्या चलाते हो?
मैंने तो ये 2 ही चीज़ चलाई है।
क्या?
315 और सिक्सर।
ये 2 चीज़ आप चला लेते हो? ये सब गौ रक्षा में ही चला।
Describing their brutal methods on camera, the violence they unleash on streets and highways in Haryana. Stay tuned for more on Operation Gau Rakshak. A report by Mohammed Hizbullah and Nitin Jain for India Today's Special Investigation Team.
The second part of our investigation uncovers the possible nexus between some unscrupulous elements in the state police and cow vigilantes. These cops either look the other way or breach the basic rules of policing in dealing with the Gau Rakshaks. Mohammed Hizbullah and Nitin Jain with part 2 of Operation Gau Rakshak.
The proliferation of killer cow vigilantes in Haryana. Senior police personnel, our team investigated, reveal these Gau Rakshaks are extortionists. At Firozpur, Jhirka in Haryana's New, DSP Satish Kumar acknowledged that many of the so-called Gau Rakshaks are out to blackmail cattle traders.
ये स्टेट करेगा आप लोग ब्लैकमेलिंग की बात करें, क्या ब्लैकमेलिंग करते थे लोग? कौन? गाड़ी है अगर नहीं सोता हो गया कैसे जो गाय की गाड़ी लेकर आ रहा है तो कैसे कमा रहा है, 10-20-50 हजार की गाड़ी छूट गई तो चुपचाप निकलेगा, कंप्लेन करेगा। इनका पूरा धंधा यही था।
You heard an officer of the rank of a deputy superintendent of police admitting that extortionists in the guise of Gau Rakshaks are rampaging through parts of Haryana. He also acknowledged police don't act against them the way they should. DSP Satish Kumar disclosed how cops instead favor the Gau Rakshaks.
अच्छा, क्योंकि ये बिना पुलिस को जैसे कर दी रेड, वहाँ उसे कौन से हाईवे टकर के ज्यादा बंदे टकर गए तो वो इकट्ठे उनको घेर लेते हैं, 11-11 लेके जाते हैं, लाइसेंस ही उनके।
जैसे वो लोग ले आते हैं, जैसे मारपीट के लिए आए, तो आप लोग फिर उसको जज के सामने कैसे बोलते हैं कि उसको कहाँ में मारपीट लगा?
मारपीट करते हैं हम, ऐसा नहीं करते नहीं, मारपीट वाले को हम फिर वो करते हैं कि भाई हम नहीं लेंगे।
अच्छा,
और कोई ऐसा मेरे सामने नहीं आया ऐसा चीज।
अच्छा,
हाँ, इतना भी ये हुआ, इतना मार के पीटते नहीं, वो टूट हुए।
You heard this DSP saying no cases of assault, abduction or extortion are filed against armed vigilantes. The pattern seems common in other parts of Haryana. At Dhoj, in the state's Faridabad district, Dharamveer Singh is the additional SHO of the local police station. When investigated, he also corroborated how Gau Rakshaks assault cattle transporters, beat them up mercilessly, and then bring their victims to the police.
गौ रक्षक की सेवा तो कर रहे हो, लेकिन खाली सेवा इसी को थोड़ी कहते हैं। गौ रक्षक तो किसने गाय का रक्षा करो, वो आपने कितनी गायों की रक्षा करी है, आपने कितनी गायों को खाना चारा पानी दिया है, वो तो कोई नहीं करता। सिर्फ ये जरूर है, चलो जी मैं मारने चलता हूँ, मेरे पास पिस्टल आ गई, अब मैं गाड़ी को गोली मार दूंगा, वो तो अधिकार नहीं।
अच्छा, ऐसा गौ रक्षक ऐसे करते हैं?
अभी बहुत कर रहे हैं, हिंदू मुसलमान की आड़ में ये काम भी नहीं कर रहे हैं।
Vigilante gangs doing it in the name of religion. This police officer now explained how cops play to the Gau Rakshak gallery.
इसमें पुलिस लाचार हो जाती है।
पुलिस लाचार है। अगर हम हिंदू की तरफ देखें, हिंदू है, हम हिंदू की तरफ देखें, मुसलमानों की तरफ जाएं। अगर हम मुसलमानों की तरफ जाएं, समय देखो गद्दार है ना पुलिस वाला। और अगर उसकी तरफ देखें तो देखें ये कानून की अपनी ड्यूटी को ऊपर नहीं कर रहा है।
पीट पाट के लाते हैं आप लोगों के पास,
तो पीट के थोड़ा बहुत तो चला ले। अगले के हाथ पैर तोड़ दिए, मुंह फोड़ दिया, दांत तोड़ दिया, कान से खून, मुंह से नाक से खून आ रहा है, इस कंडीशन में क्या करेंगे? हमें तो मेडिकल करा के उसको जेल पहुंचाना है। 24 घंटे हमारे पास टाइम होता है। जज साहब देखे भाई ये कैसे,
इसमें आप लोग छोड़ देते होंगे भाई?
नहीं छोड़ने तो नहीं, उस टाइम केस ना बनाएगा, तुझे रोक देते हैं तक जब तक उसका ठीक ना हो जाए।
ओहो,
ये अंदर की बात है, कभी इसलिए
नहीं ये तो
Charging the victims under the Anti-Cow Slaughter Act and letting the attacking vigilantes go. Dharamveer Singh revealed how the injured cattle transporters are taken into illegal custody for days and cases filed against them once they recover.
गिरफ्तारी नहीं दिखाते ही नहीं।
उसे दिखाते नहीं, बाद में दिखा देते हैं।
अब वो क्या करेंगे आदमी?
आपने क्राइम ऐसे कर रखा है, कैसे किया जाएगा?
लेकिन उनको पीटा तो गौ रक्षकों ने ना।
गौ रक्षकों ने पीटा है, कई बार हम पब्लिक नहीं देखता है यार। अगर नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि वो वीडियो बनाए बैठे हैं।
कौन?
गौ रक्षक दल वाले।
अच्छा,
हमने इनको पकड़ा, इनको ये दिया, लेकिन वो ये नहीं दिखाते हमने इनको किस कंडीशन में दिया।
अच्छा, तो आप ऐसे में उसके खिलाफ
कई बार ऐसा आ जाता है, धर्म को लेकर थोड़ा सा नीचे देखना पड़ जाता है। पब्लिक की भावनाओं को देखकर, समाज की भावनाओं को देखकर थोड़ा सा ध्यान करना पड़ जाता है। यार ये अत्याचार कर रहे हैं पशु पे, तो इनको सजा तो मिलनी चाहिए। अब इनको सजा तो मिले, पर इनको सजा देगा वो गलत है। इन्होंने जान जोखिम में डाल के अगर इनको पकड़ा है और उसके लिए इन्होंने कुछ कोशिश कर दिया, क्राइम कर दिया, तो उसको इग्नोर कर दिया।
Bully, terrorize, assault and rob. The harrowing tale of cow vigilantes in Haryana. A stark reminder of the urgent need for the state authorities to act before it's too late. A report by Mohammad Hizbullah and Nitin Jain for India Today's Special Investigation Team.
Remember, in the brutal murder of Junaid and Nasir, only one person by the name of Rinku Saini has been arrested. 8 other people still scot-free. Our idea really was to penetrate the gang of cow vigilantes and to show how they operate. And there are 2 big things that stand out. One, the police officer saying that many of these cow vigilantes are essentially goons, they are extortionists, they take money up to 50,000 rupees and let the so-called cow smugglers go free. The second thing which stands out to me is where they're talking about how they go out, fire bullets with the connivance of the local police, beat people black and blue. One of the vigilantes in fact admitting that he beat somebody 6 months ago and that supposed smuggler died. Now this is all an admission on camera, whereas on the ground, the police has been very slow in moving against the vigilantes. Joining us on this broadcast, I want to welcome, representing the BJP in Haryana, its spokesperson Raman Malik squaring off against him. We've got Rohan Gupta from the Congress. Sriraj Nair represents the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Remember, the Bajrang Dal activists have been blamed for some of the violence that we are seeing. For a policing perspective and to try and explain why the cops haven't made much headway. Is it truly that these vigilantes have disappeared, or are the cops not looking hard enough? Shashikant is a former Director General of Police. Zainab Sikandar joins us, a political analyst, and with me in the studios, Reema Anand, spokesperson of the Dhyan Foundation. Let me go across to Shashikant first, because you heard in those two investigations, cops say, we know that these are extortionists. They are goons, they charge money. If you pay them money, they let you go. If you don't pay them money, they beat you up. That may not happen in every case, but cops clearly seem to know that this happens in many cases. Secondly, you've got vigilantes on camera accepting that there are people they beat who died. That guy ought not to be free talking about and boasting about what he did. He ought to be acted against as those who killed Junaid and Nasir, and yet they roam free. Why is the police not being able to act against them, Mr. Shashikant?
Well, to start with, my head hangs in shame that I'm living in this era and this time, and sorry for saying this, in this country which I really love. Whatever admissions you have shown, if the police of Haryana, they have guts, it amounts to a proof, and straightway FIRs, specific FIRs can be lodged. Those police officers who have been conniving, Article 311 of the Constitution needs to be invoked. Straightway there needs to be dismissed from the service, and not only them, but even their superiors, because everybody knows what exactly is going on. Extortion, killings, beating, law is same. Whether you beat a vigilante, a cow smuggler, or kill a cow smuggler, or anybody else, law is same. Murder is murder, assault is assault. And the situation, Rahul, I think it appears, I don't know whether you guys have heard of the cow rights of 1893, 1894, and the 19th century. These rights were so massive that they engulfed our part of India and then Pakistan, which was again a part of India. It's about time the agencies wake up, take specific action, and then hang their heads in shame. Thank you.
Raman Malik, this is happening on the watch of your government in Haryana. Vigilantes openly talk about how they beat up people, how they've killed people. They themselves are admitting this. Your police should be investigating these claims, which have some evidentiary value because they're in the form of confessions, and the murder of Junaid and Nasir, where you still haven't, despite this case happening on the 15th of February, almost a month has passed, you still haven't made headway apart from arresting that one person, Rinku Saini, it seems. And if this is the investigation which India Today's special investigation team has been able to do from the outside, if your police tried hard enough, they'd actually be able to solve this case. It doesn't seem to me that they're trying or they bother.
Rahul, first of all, this Junaid issue is not for Haryana police to do anything on. It is for the Rajasthan police. It is not, the FIR has been registered elsewhere and in another state, and we are cooperating with the other state police. So please do not put that on to us.
It's not quite so simple, because when the Rajasthan police came to Haryana, since many of these people are from Haryana, your police filed a counter FIR against the Rajasthan police. So this requires both police forces to work together. And let's leave the specifics of the case on the side for the moment. Let's talk about what this India Today investigation shows, where these vigilantes are accepting that they're murdering people.
If somebody kicks a woman who's pregnant, if somebody kicks a woman who's pregnant and the fetus dies, Are you not supposed to file a case?
So I'm asking you about the confessions of vigilantes
Are you
on
not
camera
supposed to investigate?
who are saying they've murdered people, who
I
claim
am
they
asking
fire
about-
300 bullets
Let's
every
answer the
night,
first
who
question
say,
and move to the second.
sir, I'm not getting caught in the specifics of that case for the simple reason that that's a matter an investigative agency needs to probe. That's something that the Rajasthan
That is
police
the
and the Haryana
convenience,
police
Rahul.
need to do.
Rahul,
I'm
that
asking
is
you
the
the question.
convenience.
It's not convenient. I'm asking you the question
That
that you
is the
need to answer.
convenience.
Sir, I'm asking you the question that you need to answer. On your watch, there are people who are accepting on camera that they've fired up to 300 bullets, that they've killed people, that the local
We will
police,
investigate.
your
We
police
keep
is in cahoots with
investigating
them.
such
What are
people.
you doing about that? You tell me this, sir.
No. We investigate the cow protection cell also. The otherwise the local police also keeps investigating such issues, whether they are of the smugglers or that of the people who, on the pretext of being Gau Rakshaks, are trying to extort money, or they are trying to become some kind of warlords. We investigate them and we take corrective action. But on the same point, I would like to ask you something. When the country has a very clear law, and especially the two states in question, whether it is Rajasthan or Haryana, they have a very clear-cut law that consuming cow meat is a banned total no-no in both the state. Why is it that there are certain people who, for protecting these cow smugglers and cow butchers, they come out in such strength, but they never say a word for those multiple 20, 30, 50 people who have been killed by these cow smugglers? They fire assault rifles too. Now, where do they get these assault rifles from? Where do they get these crude bombs from? Where do they take away the cows, and where do they take away
but you are very
the vehicle
conveniently
of theft?
trying to
So there are
pass the
multiple
buck
issues,
on
Rahul.
what is not in your control, not respond to the confessions which reflect poorly
I
on
am
your
not
police
trying to
force
pass
and
the
your
buck.
administration, which is what you are accountable for, which is why people of Haryana have voted you to power, and your government needs to deliver. You can't have these vigilante groups running free. Then let the vigilantes run the state.
We will not let any kind of vigilantes, whether they are on the name of cow protection or the so-called intelligentsia of the civic society, run the democratic process. The democracy is by elections and it is not by selection. So number one. Number two.
This is not about democracy. This is about you doing your job, which is what you've been voted to power for. It's a constitutional mandate. You have to ensure that the police runs the state and not the vigilantes. It's as simple as that. This is not about who's coming to power in which election. Rohan Gupta, the BJP's response is that there is not much they can do in the case of Junaid and Nasir, which is why the 8 other accused haven't been arrested, because that's a matter which the Rajasthan police, which reports to the Ashok Gehlot government, who happens to be from your power, needs to look at, which is why these questions ought not to be asked of the Haryana government. How do you respond to that and to our investigation, Rohan Gupta?
Yeah, so Rahul, the way we look at your expose, I think Haryana police has outsourced law and order to this vigilante. They have clearly said that the nexus is, I think, exposed, nothing more to say. And they are clearly saying that in name of Hindu-Muslim, these vigilantes, they beat people, they do the things, and we protect them. So I think what more is required to be spoken? The total nexus is out today. So it clearly shows that BJP, in name of Hindu-Muslim, they promote this vigilante. And they promote it big way. At the end of the day, they do not punish them because somewhere they suit them. So I think after this exposure, nothing else is required to be said why BJP is not taking action or BJP is not, sensitive about these issues, because it suits them politically. We, the people of India, need to understand that how BJP is playing around with our feelings in name of cow. Yes, we respect cow, we love cow, but in name of cow, now what is happening, this is in front of people of India. And now BJP needs to be exposed that can they allow this law and order to be spoiled in name of emotions? No, we cannot allow them. Law and order should play their role. It's its own role. Emotions have no place in
Sriraj
that.
Nair, what appears most damning is the statement from DSP Satish Kumar on camera, where he's talking about how these vigilantes are goons, they are extortionists, they pretend to be people who care about the Gau Mata. The cops know that these are gundas who are making money, and if you pay them money, they let you go, or at least many of them do.
Well, Rahul, first of all, I am representing VHP and our youth organization Bajrang Dal. Now, we are very clear in our training programs, and I have been a part of VHP and the process for many years, and I have been going to the Bajrang Dal camps for year after year for many years, and we train our Bajrang Dal cadre not to take law in their hands, and they should take assistance of the police. So we are absolutely clear. We believe in the constitution of this great country, and our cadres are absolutely law-abiding cadres. Now, second part is that we see quack doctors, we see conmen posing as policemen and even as journalists. So there may be some wrong people or wrong elements who may be posing as Gau Rakshaks and doing some wrong things. But that is for the law enforcement agencies to take care of their aspect. We are very clear. We are duty bound to protect our holy cow, and our cadres will do, ensuring that they will seek the assistance of the police. They will inform the police. They are not going to take law in their hands, and they have never done so. But at the same time, we have to also see
the Bajrang Dal spokesperson says that this is not the Bajrang Dal or the VHP. These are quacks or conmen who are going against the training and the messaging of the Bajrang Dal, doing this of their own. The police should act against them. Don't defame the Bajrang Dal. These are not our people. This is not our ideology. We don't take the law into arms. We don't fire. We don't kill people. This is not us. Act against them, he says.
He may be right, but the truth is that the main accused in this case, Monu Manesar, he very proudly proclaims that he's a Bajrang Dal member. And recently there is a YouTube song by a Hindutva pop singer by the name of Prince Garg, who is openly in support of this man and saying that, we support this cow vigilantism and we support anyone who's going to protect our religion. So it's also, your organization who has to see who openly proclaims to be a part of your organization. I agree that many do this for fame, many do this for the quick fame and being a part of the whole political, fame. To get political fame, people try and do cow vigilantism, but the fact is that Bajrang Dal and VHP's name is used very openly and clearly, so it is you who has to also
No, but you haven't done anything so far. Come out and claim, Shiraj Nair, that these aren't your people, that you are acting against them, or you can lodge an FIR against them saying they're defaming us. Aapne aisa to bhi kuch nahi kiya na, sir?
Rahul.
See, Rahul, when this incident of in Haryana it happened, we were the first to ask for a CBI inquiry because we were very sure that our boys are not involved. Now it's very easy to, it's a soft target. Bajrang Dal has always been a soft target, and especially in states like Rajasthan, especially Congress-ruled states, they have been always indulging into appeasement politics, and they have always been into selectively targeting Hindu organizations. So that's been happening. So anything, we have to respect the law-abiding agencies. We are absolutely fine. If anybody is any person who is wrong and who is playing with the law and order of the state, they should be taken to task. That's what we say.
Rimanand,
we are very clear.
Try and work on protecting the cow in a manner which is very different from these vigilantes. What do you, as a spokesperson of the Dhyan Foundation, have to say about the manner in which these goons are very proudly admitting on camera that they murdered people, fired 300 rounds? It almost seems as if something that he's proud of.
So Rahul, there are two aspects to this entire subject. The first thing is that I want to speak out something very obvious, that one needs to abide by the law of the land. That having been said, there are two facts of the matter. The first is that the culprits that we're talking about, who were found burnt in car, they were known criminals. So this could be a gang rivalry murder as well, right? But these days what happens is anything happens and then you just name it on the cow. Second fact of the matter is, I have been researching on the person who has been accused in this matter. He actually has been appearing as government witness in the court.
You're talking about
and the Monu
Manesar.
Monu Manesar.
Who's now absconding.
So basically, he's actually been appearing as government witness in the court cases. He's actually been awarded for the vigilantism, the cow protection he has done in the area. Right?
You can't award someone for vigilantism. Vigilantism, by its very nature, is outside of what the law permits.
But that's what he's doing for the society by saving the cows, and that's why he's been awarded.
There are people who claim to belong to these Gau Rakshak gangs who are firing, who are admitting that they've killed people, who've beaten people up. Ma'am, this is not okay in the name of protecting the cows. Surely you aren't supporting this.
Legally, I don't know. I don't know this person, personally, right? But what I know is that, in fact, I have shared how we have saved 50,000 cattle in the country, and when we save them, how we have been attacked. I've shared the pictures. Please show them here on the platform. And the point of the fact is that why is that picture not being shown here? I mean, how those vigilantes, those Gau Rakshaks, have been actually putting their life at stake. And
ma'am, they're running around with assault weapons and firing at people.
There have been women who've been attacked, Rahul, with no weapon in their hands. But why are we not showing that story?
Both are equal stories and both are important.
But we are not highlighting that part, Rahul.
Because this is in a particular context, and this is about certain people who've been named as accused who the Haryana police isn't acting against. You're welcome to make your point. I'm not taking that away from you, and that's a part of the problem as well, and that needs to be dealt with too. But you've got people who are saying we killed somebody. Surely you want the police to act against them, Rima?
So as far as, I completely agree with you, as far as police aspect is concerned, it's all mafia stunts. See, we have to understand one very important fact here, that cops also nexus with mafia, right? Even their black money income is going to get shut if they don't do this anymore. So the fact that they're going to talk about all of this.
The cops say some of these Gau Rakshaks are goons. They're charging money up to 50,000 rupees to let the so-called smugglers go.
Because their black money income is going to stop, Rahul. They are in nexus with the cow mafia. And you have to understand that this money that has been generated, so there is an NIA report that says that the money that has been generated from all of this is going actually towards aiding terrorism. There are vested interest of people in this country who are financially and politically powerful to A, break this country, and B, to aid terrorism. Right? There's an NIA report on this.
Okay, I don't want to get into an argument with you. I'll let Zainab Sikandar respond to this. Rima Anand from the Dhyan Foundation says that this is a biased, one-sided prism, because there are also, and this has actually happened, supposed cow smugglers who attack those who try to stop them. So it's not one ways. This actually cuts both ways, and that only one side of the story is being highlighted, the other completely being ignored. Let Zainab respond to that.
Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with her that there is only one side being shown and the other is not. But the side that is being shown, does that become any better? This is the same argument. Rahul, if I tell you that Aftab Amin Poonawala kills his girlfriend in the Mehroli case, cuts up her body, and it's a heinous crime, and oh my God, it's so bad. But what about a Shambulal Regar when he hacks a man and burns him alive? Both are equally bad. Both need to be dealt with. You cannot say one becomes lesser because another is happening. If there is cattle trade happening, that's bad enough. If there is cow vigilantism and mob lynching in the name of illegal cattle trading, that is bad enough. It is very sad that we are sitting on national television and condoning a crime by saying another crime is happening. I don't believe that. I mean, I can't believe that such things are being said by educated people, who have their heart in the right place. Now, I want to really come to the actual point, Rahul. The reality is, I had promised myself that in this show, I'm not going to talk about any political party, being responsible for this cow vigilantism. The reality is the first mob lynching case of Haryana was in 2002 when Om Prakash Chautala was the CM. And at that time, there were 5 Dalit youth who were mob lynched by cow vigilantes. So it's not something that is a recent phenomena. It is an old phenomena. But what makes it worse in 2023 is the political rhetoric when it comes to how they speak about communities, how BJP is talking about communal differences when it comes to, in public platforms, that is what worsens it, and that is what highlights this cow vigilantism. For example, the BJP representative right now who was sitting, he also went about the same whataboutery, saying this is Rajasthan police who's responsible, or saying that it is something that, please see the other side of the story, that there are also guns being carried out by illegal traders.
Targeted a community.
No, sir, I'm not saying you targeted a community.
Rahul,
I'm saying
I need to counter. How have I targeted?
Let Raman Malik speak. Let Raman Malik speak, Zaman.
Okay.
See, first of all, Rahul, let me answer to certain points which have been raised. Rohan Gupta conveniently termed it as operation by the state government or whatever he wanted to. So in the same respect, then Mr. Rohan Gupta, you are certifying that these cow smugglers and cow butchers are under the patronage of Ashok Gehlot. So your admission of guilt is there, number one. Number two, this Monu Manesar is nowhere in the FIR and the reports. It has been, falsely by Zainabji, it has been brought in. The third thing is...
No, that's an important point. I want to show our viewers a report on where that case stands. Since everybody is referring to it, let me just show our viewers, because it was the Bhiwani cow vigilantism horror that sparked this India Today investigation. On the 15th of February, Junaid and Nasir were assaulted and abducted on the suspicion of cow smuggling by a group of supposed Gau Rakshaks. The next day, their charred bodies were found inside a burnt car in Bhiwani in Haryana. Nearly a month on, only one person has been arrested in this case so far. Cops have now announced a 5,000 rupee award for any information on the other 8 accused.
Two men, Junaid and Nasir from Rajasthan's Bharatpur, found charred in a burnt vehicle in Haryana's Bhiwani town on February the 16th. 19 days later, the Rajasthan police still hunt 8 of the 9 accused Gau Rakshaks named in the double killing.
हरियाणा में जुनैद और नासिर को हत्या करके जलाया गया था। उस प्रकरण में अब तक हमने एक मुलजिम को गिरफ्तार करके 8 अन्य मुलजिमों को नामजद किया गया है। उनके लिए भरतपुर पुलिस की 5 पुलिस टीमें वहाँ की स्थानीय पुलिस के सहयोग से दबिश दे रही है।
The 8 wanted suspects belong to Haryana. Anil and Shrikant, residents of Nu. Kalu from Kaithal, Kishore and Shashikant from Karnal, Monu and Gogi from Bhiwani, and Vikas from Jind. The Rajasthan police have offered a reward of 5,000 rupees each for information leading to their arrest. Only one Gau Rakshak has been taken into custody so far. Rinku Saini was arrested following a tip-off. Saini's questioning led the Rajasthan police to add 4 more Gau Rakshaks to the list of suspects, taking the tally of the accused persons to 9. The police probe found the cow vigilantes from Haryana pounced on Junaid and Nasir, suspecting them of being cattle smugglers. Flashback to mid-February, a day before Junaid and Nasir's remains were discovered in a burnt SUV in Bhiwani. Junaid's cousin Ismail filed an FIR at Gopalgarh in Rajasthan's Bharatpur district. The complainant reported that the 2 men had gone out in a bolero. In his FIR, he reported that an eyewitness saw 8 to 10 men attacking Junaid and Nasir. The 2 were beaten up badly and driven away in their bolero by their attackers through the jungles of Gopalgarh at Bharatpur at around 6 a.m. the same day. In his FIR, Ismail insisted people at the scene identified the attackers as Bajrang Dal workers. 5 alleged Gau Rakshaks were named in the February 15th FIR. Back in Bhiwani the next day, the police discovered the bolero in this condition. Investigations and DNA reports of the charred bodies confirmed they were of Junaid and Nasir.
साइंटिफिक तरीके से डीएनए प्रोफाइलिंग के माध्यम से यह कंफर्म हो गया है कि वो दोनों व्यक्ति जिनको बोलेरो में वहां जलाया गया वे नासिर और जुनैद ही हैं.
3 teams of the police have now been formed. raids being mounted. Still, the wanted Gau Rakshaks from Haryana remain untraced, raising serious questions as to how and why the alleged killers of Junaid and Nasir could not be tracked till now. With Arvind Ojha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now here's the thing, Rohan Gupta, if everyone's blaming Monu Manesar, the Haryana government just turns around and says, but he's not even named in the FIR lodged by the Rajasthan police, so why make him out to be the main accused when your police itself hasn't even named him as one of the accused?
Rahul, first of all, the way BJP spokesperson is protecting this vigilante, I would like to reply on that and I will answer this. See, after seeing your expose, I think he should have just said sorry and should have taken responsibility of what is happening in Haryana, because what we are talking is not about particular issue. It's not
Raman Malik, let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. Raman, let him speak. Don't heckle him. Let Rohan speak.
No, I will not accept this.
I'll come back to you for a counter. Let Rohan speak.
It's about the way the whole system has been corrupted by BJP, the way they have outsourced law and order to this so-called vigilante. What they are doing, they are outsourcing the law and order. We saw on camera that they are beating people, they have murdered people, they are taking money, and if this kind of nexus is going on in particular government, they should come out clean and say that this is right or wrong. You have shown interview of police people that yes, we let them go because somewhere they are doing their job. Then why the police is there? Why the state government is there?
No, but that's where Shashikant Rima Anand has a good point where she says if the cops know that these extortionists are taking 50,000 odd rupees from the supposed cow smugglers, then they must be getting their own cut, which is why they're sitting over there pretty. Otherwise, if they weren't, they would have acted against them. They are getting their own money, which is why they're saying, "Ha, aise hi hota hai," because they get their own cut out of it, Mr. Shashikant.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, I'll fully agree with what you said. Look, I have put almost 4 decades of service in the police organizations. And I know whether it's Haryana, Punjab or UP, any place, there's a clear-cut nexus always between a good chunk of these goons, this kind of persons, some of the local politicians and police as well. And what makes them come together as far as police etc. is concerned, they got a good chunk of the money which these persons they sort of extort from money. And if I talk of certain political circles, they take their help during elections. It's basically a nexus and calculators between all these setups, and I don't know how it's going to get solved.
Raman Malik, before I conclude, tell me on the back of this investigation, what do you think the state government of Haryana will do to try and ensure that those who are on camera accepting that they've killed people in cold blood knowingly are acted against? They are boasting about the crimes they committed, and this is happening, Raman Malik, on your watch, sir.
We definitely would be looking into the facts behind and how and whatever has been said. It should be investigated. But let me tell you very clearly, we are not like Congress, whose MLA is being named as being part of the protection gang to the smugglers in Nu and Mewat area. We are not going to be like Kamal Nath saying that we are Muslims party. We are not going to do all of that appeasement and not follow the Constitution of India. We are following the Constitution of India in true letter and spirit.
It is about Congress
should be taken. Who is not saying sorry for any of its sins.
What do you think needs to be done?
So Rahul, taking as a conclusion, our Gau Rakshaks in the foundation have reduced attacks on our BSF officers by half. Border Security Force was actually saving cross-border trafficking, right? So they have said themselves, BSF DG has said that their attacks have gone down by half. Now you have to please answer this question first. How are these cattle crossing 6 states and reaching the border? How? The only fact of the matter is obviously Gau Rakshaks are hurting the mafia, hence they are hiring people who do all of these kind of stunts.
Ma'am, as of now, and what you're saying is a matter which we will probe separately, we've got on camera these so-called vigilantes saying they've murdered people, that they fired 300. This is not a stunt. This is
Rahul,
vigilante action which should be acted against, and there can be no whataboutery about this.
Hence, I'd said in the beginning as well that please show the other side of the picture as well. There are genuine Gau Rakshaks who are being brutally attacked.
No, sure. The fact that there are people who do their work with devotion is something, that, and I've been saying some, few, this can't be said for all. That there are some very rotten apple there who are extortionists, who act like the mafia, who are indulging in murder and in beating up people. They need to be acted against. They're giving all Gau Rakshaks a bad name.
I agree with you. But why are they doing this? Because they want Gau Rakshak to have bad name, because it is hurting, their incomes.
Whose incomes?
That's exactly what I put the point for.
There are Gau Rakshaks who are just doing this because they're making money on the side by claiming to be Gau Rakshaks when they're actually goons.
I agree with you. But the fact of the matter is that the people who are doing genuine Gau Rakshak work are getting bad name because of it, and hence, but these media only is highlighting the other story, which is that wherein the Gau Rakshaks are attacking and they are actually, creating violence in terms of...
I promise you this, that when there is an instance next of Gau Rakshak being attacked, please share those details in that moment.
I personally shared it today as well, Rahul.
Sure, if you've just come to the studio and shared it today, we will work. No, I'm not... Listen, the fact that there are people who genuinely believe in the idea of Gau Rakshak and are doing an honest day's job is not something that I contest at all.
Right.
That there are also people who are pretending to be Gau Rakshaks and using that as an opportunity to extort money and are murdering people and beating people up in the garb of Gau Rakshak is deeply problematic. In fact, the Prime Minister himself, none less, has spoken out against this trend. Let's listen to Prime Minister Modi.
महात्मा गांधी और विनोबा भावे से बढ़कर के कोई नहीं होता। अगर गाय की भक्ति करनी है, गाय की रक्षा करनी है, तो गांधी जी ने और विनोबा जी ने हमें उत्तम राह दिखाई। क्या किसी इंसान को मारने का हमें हक मिल जाता? क्या ये गौ हत्या है? क्या ये गौ रक्षा है? पूज्य बापू का रास्ता ये नहीं हो सकता। विनोबा भावे का जीवन हमें ये संदेश नहीं देता है, और इसलिए साबरमती आश्रम की शताब्दी के पर्व पर और पूज्य श्रीमद राजचंद्र जी के 150 वर्ष मनाते हैं तब हर हिंदुस्तानी के दिलो दिमाग में ये हमारे मूलभूत संस्कार, हमारी मूलभूत परंपराएं, अहिंसा, ये हम लोगों का जीवन धर्म रहा। हम कैसे आपा खो रहे हैं? डॉक्टर को मार दें, अकस्मात हो जाए ड्राइवर को मार दें, गाय के नाम पर इंसान को मार दें।
I'd let the Prime Minister's words be the last word on this investigation. There is no ambivalence on the morality of vigilantism. If you break the law, if you act in an extra constitutional fashion, if you extort money, if you beat up people, kill them, murder them, you need to be acted against, no matter how pious you claim your cause is, because you aren't acting for that cause, you're acting for the sake of money. It doesn't mean that all Gau Rakshaks are doing this, most certainly not, but those who are need to be acted against with the full might of the state. And my hope is, and I know that many people in important positions of power are watching this broadcast, and I hope that they will bring the full might of the machine down on these vigilantes, and those vigilantes must have none of our sympathy. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to the India Today team for that daring expose. We will also track instances when smugglers are the ones who attack the Gau Rakshaks. That's a promise we're making to all our viewers. I'm slipping into a break. When we come back, I'll have more for you. Stay tuned, back in a moment.
all successful people worked hard, nothing comes easily.